When I walk on by, girls be looking like Debbie Fly. I pimp to the beat, walking down the street and my new the freak, yeah. This is how I roll, animal print pants out control. It's Red Bull with the big ass bra, and like Bruce Lee, I got the clout, yeah. Girl, look at that body. Girl, look at that body. Girl, look at that body. I work out. Girl, look at that body. Girl, look at that body. Girl, look at that body. I work out when I walk in the spot. This is what I see. Everybody stops and is staring at me. I got passion in my pants and I ain't afraid to show it. Show it, show it, show it. I'm sexy and I know it.
Alright everybody, let's try this again. I think this is gonna work, so let's see what happens.
Yeah, when I'm at the mall, security just can't fight them all. And when I'm at the beach, I'm in a Speedo trying to tan my cheeks. What? This is how I roll. Come on ladies, it's time to go. We headed to the bar, baby, don't be nervous. No shoes, no shirt, and I still get service. Watch! Girl, look at that body. Girl, look at that body. Girl, look at that body. I work out. Girl, look at that body. Girl, look at that body. Girl, look at that body. I work out when I walk. Yeah. Do the wiggle, man. I do the wiggle, man. Yeah. I'm sexy and I know it. Hey. Yeah. Girl, look at that body. Girl, look at that body. Girl, look at that body. I work out. Girl, look at that body. Girl, look at that body. Girl, look at that body. I work out. I'm sexy and I know it.
So here's a scoop. I don't know what the hell is going on, but it is buffering right now, and I really don't know why. It's not as bad as it was, but we're going to go ahead and continue with the show because you can always go back and listen to the show, and when you go back and listen, it won't be buffering. It's only buffering right now when we're live, so I'm not quite sure what the deal is, but we're going to continue the show. Unfortunately, we are going to have Michelle Petro of the Aquacross series on the next show, but you guys stick around. We'll be right back with the Liquid Speed Show right here on liquidspeedradio.com.
Control
her. They say she low down. It's just a room and I don't believe them. They say she needs to slow down. The baddest thing around town. She's nothing like a girl you've ever seen before. Nothing you can compare to your neighborhood. I'm trying to find the words to describe this girl without being disrespectful. The way that booty moving, I can't take no more. Had to stop what I'm doing so I can pull her close. I'm trying to find the words to describe this girl without being disrespectful. Oh, she's a diva. I feel the same and I wanna meet her. They say she low down. It's just a room and I don't believe her. They say she needs to slow down. The baddest thing around town. She's nothing like a girl you've ever seen before. Nothing you can compare to your neighborhood. I'm trying to find the words to describe this girl without being disrespectful. The way that booty moving, I can't take no more. Had to stop what I'm doing so I can pull her close. I'm trying to find the words to describe this girl without being disrespectful. Damn girl, damn, you's a sexy bitch, a sexy bitch. Damn, you's a sexy bitch. Damn girl, damn, you's a sexy bitch, a sexy bitch. Damn, you's a sexy bitch. Damn girl, damn, you's a sexy bitch.
the grand camera run around me, the lies in my head. Close my eyes, picturing all the hate. Society's put in my brain, causing me so much pain. Some people say I'm sick-minded, but I say my mind is coming on the years. So I gotta go for the kill. Running up my vision without some head. Carry my knife, could be my better, that's my first victim. Hop down the road on a truck completely loco. Looking for the couple like me everywhere. I don't know, I see him in the distant five cars. So I hit him in the head with the back. Get out of touch with the club on. Screaming like a bitch as I'm swinging and laughing. He showers himself in his tears while I take a bath in his blood. Coming at your widow, will take mine. Coming at your widow, will take mine. Coming at your widow, will take mine. Coming at your widow, one track mind. Getting to the minds of the weak is my ability. Corrupted with violence, rage, and hostility. Having the visions in my head of having chaos. But no one's wrong with me, I think I'm part of the you-lost. When I sit back and watch the moon rise, it's a fall that's when the demons inside and I start to call. Sometimes I think I have a split personality. Can tell if it's a dream or if I'm stuck in reality. Tremor shaking as I start to sleep. Wake up inside a nightmare but I can't sleep. Singing to myself this can't be real. But then I feel the hand on my shoulder colder than steel. Turn around and see what's grabbing me. I hear it feel the blade pierce my skin and start stabbing me. Wake up and I think it's all behind me. The next sunset the demons remind me. Coming at your widow will take mine. Coming at your widow will take mine. Coming at your widow will take mine. Coming at your widow one track mind. Coming at your widow will take mine. Coming at your widow will take mine. Coming at your widow will take mine. Coming at your widow one track mind. One track. 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 One track mind. It started in my dream when I was all alone. I looked down, saw myself sleeping somewhere in my home. The cold of climate touching my stomach veins, unaware of a shoveling through the astral plane. Like a vision of dark wall, evil can possess myself to disturb my head and then send it out of hell. Venturing on a journey to discover the answer to all of my fears. Of my mind lost him, and they corner my turn to find a skeleton bone with the lesson to be learned, trying to find my way home. Smiling to the end of the stains on the street. It's making my dick hard. Somebody wake me before I live on this fantasy. Never to return to reality. The price for every man is a number. Just another face to the gods and say, wait, gotta say, great. Coming at your widow will take mine. Coming at your widow will take mine. Coming at your widow will take mine. One track mind. Coming at you with a one track mind.
Yeah, that's right. I'm coming at you with a one-track mind because all my mind is pissed off and everything else. I think I might have fixed it, though. We're going to watch this thing, and so far, well, never mind. It just did it, so that sucks ass. But anyways, so we're going to go ahead and continue with this interview, and we got Troy Snyder on the line. We're going to see what the heck, what he's up to, and where is he going to be going, and what is he going to be writing for 2014. So without further ado, let's welcome back Troy Snyder back to the show. Hey, man, you know, Troy, you've had an interesting off season. How you been doing?
Oh, not too bad. Not too bad. Can't complain.
Yeah, and you know, you didn't have that bad of a 2013 season, but you know, in the off season, there's been quite a few of us actually that have had some kind of surgery, and you know, you ended up having shoulder surgery. Tell me a little bit about what led up to that, and how are you doing at this point?
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, all year long I was kind of struggling with my shoulder. It just progressively was getting worse. What I had was an AC joint separation, and when he was in there, my doctor, which is Dr. Dan Lamar here in Bradenton, and I actually played football with him in high school and stuff, and then he went on to become a orthopedic surgeon. It was kind of weird having him, work on me, from high school. But anyway, he got in there, and I had a lot of fraying and not any tears, but on my rotator cuff. And he went in and he had to clean it up and kind of reshaped it. And then when he got to my AC joint, he had to actually cut the end of the clavicle off a little bit to make some room in there. And then sew me all back up. And it's been about 45 days, and I'm back doing push-ups, and I got full range of motion with it already. And so it's working out pretty good, and it already...
I just started back on the weights, basically last night, and felt a little weird, and some cracking and popping going on in there, but, it's pretty much, I guess, the scar tissue. So, but have you done any weights, or are you just kind of just doing the rehab?
Yeah. I went back, on my fourth workout back already. was a little weird, going back, but I put like the, 45 pounds was what the, on a bench press bar, that's what it weighs. And, I'm able to do like 10 of them, and it's not killing me. It's, pretty good. And my doctor, and I have a trainer here with me, and, we're taking it slow, doing a lot of rubber band work with it, and, I've got it back going. I ran 3 or 4 miles the other day, and the running didn't bother it, so I'm able to get back running. And then I got a C2 concept rower. The rowing don't bother it, so I think by the time the first round of the tour, I should be 100%. Actually probably 110% compared to what I was, towards the middle to the end of last season.
Yeah, because it was bothering you just a little bit the last 2 rounds of the tour, wasn't it?
Yeah, where it would bother me is when you'd come into a hard turn going into the splits, and I would have to jerk the bars, is when I'd get like excruciating pain through it. And then so the problem was that it was slowing me down, because every time I'd come to one of those turns, I knew I was fixing to have some pain, and so it would just slow you down, subconsciously. It had to slow me down. So I can't wait to get back going where I feel there's no pain involved.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely gonna make you stronger. So you're out for the Marcon, is that correct?
Yeah, I won't run the Marcon just because of my shoulder. I had planned on doing it, but with getting surgery and whatnot, it was just not the Marcon's just not worth it for me.
Yeah. And, wanted to give a shout out to your competition sitting out there. I know he's listening. I can see it. Eric Francis. So, he's been awful quiet this season. And I hear that he's changed with his camp over there. And there's some things that are a lot different than at the last Aquacross race.
Yeah, I think he's just doing pinballs or something. He's just a pinball guy. And today I seen he was taking selfie pictures of his truck, so he's doing pretty good with that pinball stuff. So, but I'm sure Total Torch Racing's probably tuning up those pinballs for him.
Yeah, I don't know, but he does like playing with his balls, pinballs, and so I heard rumors that him and Torx are no longer together. So I'm not. I don't know that there's any truth to those rumors, but you know how those things go. Sometimes they're true, and then 90% of the time they're not true. So we'll kind of see what happens there. But so 2014 is a new year, and do you have what is it that you've been kind of holding back? And I know that everybody's sitting here they say get to the big question. I just told them to drool, but. Tell us a little bit about what your plans are for 2014. I mean, do you have any new mechanics, or, you got new wetsuits, or what?
Yeah, I got a couple big things going on. I've been talking to this one guy for many years. He's always been a real close friend of mine. I beat him a lot. I've had to race him. He's always set the benchmark. He beat me with McCluggage a few times, and. Old Dean Carrier over with Dean's team. I'm going to take my services over to the Yamaha this year, and I'm going to run the new 2014 FCR. I really got a big thanks to Dean. He's one that really put the whole deal together for me, him and Scott Watkins. So far, the professionalism that I've encountered in the last 2 weeks, through emails and talking to Dean and Scott, they really rolled the red carpet out for me. So I really appreciate that whole deal, and that's where I'm going.
Well, I can hear the crowd going nuts in the background, and so that's pretty interesting. They are you going to be just sticking with Stock Class? Are you going to be doing a little bit of open, limited? What's the plan?
I hope to do some limited, maybe at World Finals. The package that they have this year with Yamaha is Dean's not necessarily going to be in one camp. He's more of a Yamaha tech advisor type guy when he comes to the races. We all still have our own deal, so I don't. That whole deal got put together by Dean, and I really appreciate what Dean's going to do for me. And but my main mechanic is going to be Bo Dupree. He's slippery wetsuits again. And the next big one is Dave Bandits at Riva Racing. Dave was a big part of my program last year, and he was very excited when I made the switch over to Yamaha. And all my performance products will be Riva Racing parts on my 2014 FZR.
Yeah. So now is your ski, the paint scheme, is it going to be a black with the blue, or is it going to be a blue ski? I mean, how have you thought that far ahead with it yet?
Not yet. Scott, I'm going to pick him up on Thursday. When I'll have my first two FCRs, he did ask me which ones I wanted, but I chose to take the black and blue ones. But I don't know what kind of wrap I'm going to put on them, but not yet. I will be changing my number from this year from 110. I will be running to number 2, which Yamaha kind of asked me to do. So this year I will be running the number 2 on it. Hopefully we'll be able to change that to a 1 here in the near future.
So instead of RV2, it's going to be TS2.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, maybe you could get some T-shirts and hats, for TS2. I mean, so this year you plan on giving it even more of a run than you've given in the past against that green machine.
Yeah, no, I think last year we ran him pretty tough. We had that little incident in Louisiana, and then it came down there towards the end, and in Hartwell. I had to put myself in a position where I could have won it, and we blew a fuse in that one moto when we were out front, and then we go to West Virginia and win. If we wouldn't have popped the fuse, we'd have won it. But yeah, that's racing. That's what happens in that type of thing. I won't take nothing away from Eric. He ran the last 2 years he's ran really good. I feel like we ran tough with him. He knows we're there. This year it'll be interesting. It's going to be a little bit of a learning curve probably for me at first, but I did win in 2010. I did win a world title on an FCR. We won limited class at a world final, so I can ride one. Actually, I won in 2010. I also won a national tour race on a borrowed FCR that Mac had built. So we have ran one before and won on it a couple times, so I'm not too worried about the handling and that type of thing. But I did ride one of Dean's the other day, and the thing is just it's just so much faster than my Sea-Doo. I just don't. It's good. I was very pleased with it.
Yeah, that's great. Well, do you have plans on hitting up the Aquacross tour or doing any bit of the hydro drags?
We'll definitely do the hydro drags for sure. My Sea-Doo hasn't, I haven't lost. Last year I let Bo ride, and me and Bo's boats have never lost in the hydro drags and stock class that we have been at the race. So I feel like we're pretty much undefeated when it comes to that. So this year we will show up on our SCR, and hopefully we can continue that success that we've had at the hydro drags. As far as the Aquacross is concerned, problem with that is that you got to have so many boats, and I got 2 coming from Yamaha, and those things will be built for closed course rules. The problem with that Aquacross is that then you got to have a third boat that you got to have set up as a bone stock, and I just haven't gotten that far into it with Yamaha yet, and whether or not they want me to run that Aquacross or not. Deal in there to let the GPS off of it, but I was explaining that to him. I've been on Sea-Doos for 5 years, so I know how fast they go. Even when you put that speed delete on there, an RXDX still only goes 69, 70 miles an hour. So it's really not going to help the Sea-Doo when they put that on there. The Kawasaki, it makes 17, 18 pounds of boost pretty much, 3,000 to 4,000 RPM. It's already got its boost, where a Sea-Doo doesn't make no boost until it gets up top. So it's just, at the first initial jump out there, the Kawasaki is just so much better. They're almost going to have to do I feel like they need to have a spec. It needs to be like a spec class where, the Kawasaki can have this, and this. The Yamaha is allowed to have this, and this, and the Sea-Doo can have this, and this. That way they space them, a lot closer. But on the other hand, the first round is in Daytona. at that point, I don't think it really matters at all because that's going to come down to completely to the rider. But when we were in St. Cloud, where you were there, Brian, that was so flat. That was just, I fell asleep out there. It was so boring, kind of. You're just going around in circles in flat water. If the boats aren't close, and you saw Eric, he pretty much, him and that Scott guy, they ran away with the whole thing, from us. But I don't know what the answer is because how do we keep it from cheat? How do we know everybody's got a stock or whatever?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, we got Mike there, and I think that this year it's going to be a lot different actually, and I think that he's going to be able to catch some of these guys if they try some shenanigans. But so you're going to be doing the hydro drags, doing the closed course tour, obviously going to World Finals. You going to be trying to make it to King's Cup this year, or is it just kind of play it by ear?
Yeah, play it by ear. Last year I wanted to go, but my body just felt so bad. I knew I needed to get surgery on my shoulder. So, if we get to that point and the body's feeling good and the boats are running good, we'll crate it up and send it over there.
Yeah. All right. So same wetsuit, slippery. You got any new helmet sponsors? Anybody else that you're adding to the team?
Slippery is Parts Unlimited, which is Thor. So yes, they also they caught me a helmet for the year. So yeah, I'll have Thor helmets, which I've had for the last 4 years. So I'll be Thor helmets, slippery wetsuits, HD HydroTurf, and Riva Racing, and of course Judge Motorsports, Neptune Racing, and Dean's team, and Factory Yamaha with 2014 SCR.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting, So, one thing we got to try to get on, and I've tried to get him on ever since I've had Liquid Speed Radio, and he's one that has just been so elusive. Is your boy TJ? If I have to, I'm gonna strap a phone or just put it on my bike and try to chase him around on the mountain bike trails because that seems like where he's at right now. So you better hope you can pull him off that Specialized of his and get him, to those races, or else you're going to be in trouble. Just tell him that at every race site that there's a mountain bike trail with jumps, and I guarantee you he'll be there.
I'm trying to get him back to Florida, but the problem is we're so flat here, and it's gonna be hard to get him back to Florida.
Yeah,
but I'd like to get him back here.
I don't think he can keep but maybe one wheel on the ground the whole time he rides.
Oh, I know, and if you're gonna try to catch him, I think what you're gonna have to do, Brian, you're probably gonna have to give him at least a 20. You have to get at least a 20-minute head start on it because then when he comes wheeling and by, he'll do that judge move where he lays the bike over and kicks his foot out, and then you won't definitely see him. See the back of him from there.
Yeah, definitely. The guy's crazy. I've tried to ride with him, and it's like you're climbing the hill. Meanwhile, he's climbing the hill past you, all the while doing a wheelie up the hill.
Yeah, wheelie.
Yeah. So
Well, and don't ask how old he is. Because it'll make you even feel even worse when he tells you how old he is.
Yeah, and sometimes he's wheeling up the hill, a steep hill, with one hand and looking back at you, saying, "Come on, you need some help." So yeah, the guy's nuts. So you still got your bike?
Yeah, I still have my Specialized. I guess she hates the whole money spending jet ski thing. She's kind of over it, but she really likes Holdeen, and I think that was what that took a big play in what me switching over to Yamaha this year because she really has a good friendship with Dean, and she really respects Dean a lot, and she's been wanting me to ride for Dean for many years now, and so she's kind of the one that's helped me persuade me a little bit over to that route. So I really appreciate her. She does a lot for me, and she did take care of me when I was laid up there for a week with my shoulder. So I got to put a lot of love to her, and I got my little boy Tori. Without him, I don't even want to go to the races unless he comes with me. So he's and he, by the way, he won his first race down in Isla Mirada on a XP 800 that we have for him, and we were really excited about that. So hopefully we can hit a couple local races in Region 7 for the Pro Hydro Cross guys, and Tori can do some more racing himself.
Yeah, I think so, and I saw that he won that. I was like, man, that's pretty awesome. So,
yep. But actually, my nemesis there on the green machine, the first race we went to with Tori, Eric jumped in there and actually held with me. couple people snapped some pictures of it, but I appreciate Eric that he jumped in there and gave me a hand. So we let some of that aggression that we have amongst each other kind of left that day, and we helped out the juniors there. So that was nice.
Yeah. So is he going to be doing some more racing this year too? Is that what at Region 7, hopefully?
Yeah, hopefully he will, because one of the promoters, Brad, his son Preston, has an XP800, and so yeah, they always want us to come, and we'll do the best we can to get to the ones that aren't back to back and stuff with the national tour. Yeah,
that's great. Well, congratulations on making the move to Yamaha, and I'm sure that kind of shakes a little bit of things up with a few people, and the last championship, last time you were on the Yamaha, like you said, you won a world title, and it was, to some, it was kind of a shock as to, well, why did he, he won on it. Why did he make the switch? And, I guess the cards were just right at that time. And then once again, you cross that bridge, and it's the right thing to do now for you, like you explained. So, congratulations on that. And it's going to definitely be interesting this year, and seeing how the Kawasaki 310 does up against the new Yamaha. I've heard a lot about it, and from what everybody's telling me, including yourself, it's definitely going to be one that is going to be in the hunt.
Yeah, it'll be in the hunt. I mean, in between my making my decision to ride with Yamaha, actually, Sam Nemi down at Broward Motorsports, he sold me a Kawasaki 310. So I actually have a Kawasaki 310, believe it or not, sitting in my garage, right next to one seater that I have left here. But we went out and rode it. I rode the 310. I rode it probably, maybe 4 or 5 hours. I put on it just to see kind of what I was up against, and what that thing really was all about. But then once Dean invited me over to his wake, and he had a 5-pack and some Riva Racing products on that Yamaha, and man, I got on that thing, and it made me sign with. I almost signed with him right then on the spot. It was that good. So
he knows what he's doing and how to do it. So it's like I said, I think that's a good combination between Dean and Bo and TJ. I mean, I don't know if you could ask for anything more.
No, it's probably the three, besides Phil Farthing, you got to put Phil's name in there. If you take those 4 guys and shake them up in a bag and drop them out, I would take either all 4 of those mechanics. I feel very blessed that I have that many guys that are willing to work with me, and I really, feel blessed, and I can't thank all them guys enough.
Yeah. Well, is there anything else that you got that you want to talk to anybody about, or let them know, or anything you'd like to say to your competition out there?
Troy will be ready. He'll be ready. That's all. Pretty much all I got to say. I'm as motivated as I've ever been, and coming in pain-free is going to be a big blessing for me. Where I have, last year was just such a painful deal. But I got to thank, my doctor, Dr. Dan Lamar, and I hope he was listening tonight. That he was told that we were going to be on here, and then I got to thank my trainer, Jimmy Stratton, and those guys, keep me going on the backside that nobody ever sees. So I appreciate all the help.
Yeah, definitely. Well, plug your sponsors one more time, and then we'll let you get back to your beautiful weather over there in Florida while we freeze down here, with the winter apocalypse.
Yeah, sure. This year, I want to thank Yamaha for their 2014 SCR. I can't thank them enough. Scott Watkins, Dean Carrier for really believing into me and helping me put this whole deal together with Yamaha. Boda Priest, definitely been with him since 94, 95. He's actually living over here in my town. I can't thank Bo enough. And then I got Tim Judge, which I brought on last year, and he's a big inspiration to me. He's won a lot of world titles. I can't thank him enough for all the help he does for me. Then we got Dave Bambus, Riva Motorsports, is a big giant help. His products are the best out there. Slippery Wetsuit, 4 helmet, HydroTurf HD. They got the best mats and seats going. I also got to give a little shout out to CB Racing, though. Clay Barbie. I'm gonna, we're gonna help him out this year a little bit, Bo, and we actually sold him one of my boats from the past year or so, and I told him I'd give him a little shout out. I also got to thank Jason Russo. He's only about a mile from my house, his shop, and me, Bo, and all this, we all bounce back and forth with each other. But Jason helps me out on a lot of little stuff here and there. So that's about it. Besides my wife, Jennifer, and my son Tori. Without them, I wouldn't even be doing it either. So that's about it. And thanks, Brian.
All right, man. Well, Troy, we wish you the best of luck in 2014 and look forward to seeing you soon. And, as always, if you got anything to tell us, just call me up and we'll get you on a show. And I also wanted to say to you, thank you very much for giving Liquid Speed Radio and myself the opportunity to be the first ones to publicly in the media know where you're going and allowing us to report it first. So, that says a lot coming from some of the top riders when they respect Liquid Speed enough that, to give us the opportunity to break the news.
Yep. I called you first, and then about 2 minutes later, I called Ronnie Mack at Pro Rider and let him. Pro Riders is also a big thing. I really, I love getting their magazines in the mail. There's something about this. Still grabbing that magazine and being able to flip through the pages,
Yeah.
These guys put all this stuff on the internet. You look at it on Facebook, but there's something about going to your mailbox and grabbing that damn magazine out of there. So a big shout out to Michelle and Ronnie over there at Pro Rider. I appreciate all that they do for the sport as well.
Yeah, definitely. They do a lot, and we appreciate them. And they always support everything that not only Liquid Speed does, but everybody in the PWC, either to Yamaha or Kawasaki. And as those things start trickling down and they give us a call and let us know what's going on, then we will definitely be reporting it and giving you guys the 411. So, we've been few and far between with some of the shows that we've been doing with Liquid Speed, but it's, when there's something that's worthwhile to report and talk about, then, we'll come on and give you guys a scoop, just like tonight with Troy Snyder. And once again, we really appreciate Troy for giving us the opportunity to release this and be the first ones, for you guys to hear it from. So, if you guys have any questions for us, you can always send us a message on Facebook on Liquid Speed, or you can send me a message on Facebook as well under my Facebook page. So, thank you once again, Troy, and everybody that is listening tonight. We had to reschedule Michelle Petro from the Aquacross Tour for the next show. We've had some technical difficulties tonight. Still don't know what the heck's going on. It's been buffering. So you guys can listen. If you're listening in right now, you can go back in about 5 minutes. Once we turn off the show from being a live show, it will be listed, and you'll be able to hear it in its entirety with no buffering about 5 minutes after we end the show live. So you can always go back and listen to that. We welcome you to do that and share it as many times as you like. So it's a great deal. Liquid Speed Radio will be at all of the Aquacross races this year on the Aquacross Tour. So you guys will be listening on that. We're going to talk about that next time Michelle's on. And if you guys haven't seen the rules for the 2014 Aquacross Tour, they've released some new rules. As Troy said, they're allowing the Sea-Doo to have an SCOM with on the ski, and a couple other things are able to be changed. But going to go through the rule book on that, on the new rules, and they also have decided to offer a ski class at Daytona, and I think it's Pensacola this year. They're going to do two different races. It's going to be both surf races. They're going to do a ski class. It's going to be 3 15-minute motos, and so that's going to be interesting. I will definitely be checking that one out, and hopefully racing one or both of those. It should be pretty cool. One of the other things that they've changed is the Cup class. I believe you're only allowed to enter it up to 3 times, and it is a non-points class, and it's geared specifically because they've tried to make it to where you keep the classes as stock, and So it's not going to be a points class for a championship. So we'll be touching that when we have Michelle on, like I said. And so you guys stay tuned, and we'll let you know within the next couple days when the next Liquid Speed show will be on. And then, like I said, we'll have Michelle Petro, as well as I think we're going to be welcoming Max King to the next show as well from JetX Power Sports up in Canada. He's a junior racer that is one of the top juniors, I would probably say, in the world currently. I mean, he's done very, very well in only his second year of racing, and top 3 both years at World Finals. And he's been featured in Pro Rider Magazine as a future threat. So we're going to be having Max King join us, and in the future also Angela Vicchino. She's actually races in the women's class in watercraft racing, and currently she's a pro women's snowcross rider. So that's going to be very interesting to talk to her. But we'll be right back with Liquid Speed Show right here on liquidspeedradio.com, and talk about a couple more things, and then we are out. Be right back. You're listening to Liquid Speed Show right here on liquidspeedradio.com.
Giving but taking more.
That's one of my favorite songs from Rivethead from here in Dallas, Texas. That's their remake of Run Like Hell from Pink Floyd. Man, I love that tune. So badass. If you guys are ever in the Dallas area and you want to just come to the Dallas area to go see Rivethead, or even if they're in a surrounding city somewhere near you, man, I suggest you go see them. But, man, once again, I want to thank everybody for listening to us tonight. Thank you very much to Troy Snyder for releasing that he's going to be going to Yamaha for the 2014 season. Congratulations to him. And once again, we'll be having Michelle Petro on the next show. We're going to get with her and see when that's going to work for her. And we're going to give you guys a rundown of how the 2014 season is shaping up for the Aquacross series and any of the new rules, and we're going to talk about some of those so that you guys, if you have any questions, you can have those answered that night and have things cleared up for you if you have some questions or concerns or not sure how a particular rule is worded. So their rule book is pretty straightforward, and I like the way that they stay right on what they're after, and that's to make it economical and stock style racing. So it's not like they're falling into the hands of, yeah, sure, we'll do what you ask just because, you want this or that. So it's unlike the IGSBA where they just kind of, make up all these rules and just it's kind of, I don't know, obnoxious half the time. So we'll see what happens. And if you guys are wondering about the IGSBA National Tour, I have no idea. We have nothing on that. It's the same as it has been. This won't be happening next time, I know that. Time Warner Cable is going to be getting a phone call from me tomorrow, and they ain't going to like it. But, hey, what can you do? Not much. And so thank you once again, everybody. Join us tonight. 5 minutes from now, you can listen to this show in its entirety. For Liquid Speed Radio and DC Lights Racing, Mac Racing, and, all the people that support us and sponsor us, we really appreciate it. And if you guys are interested in having the Liquid Speed Radio associated with your company for the 2014 season, and you want to be the presenting sponsor of the Liquid Speed Show, then give us a shout. Contact me either on Facebook or by email. My email is r5wx flyingbrian@hotmail.com, and you can be contacting me there, and maybe we can work out some things. So thank you very much once again, everybody. I'm Flying Brian. For Troy Snyder, Michelle Petro, pro rider in the Aquacross Tour, we will be seeing you next show. Thanks again, everybody. I'm out. Peace.